and welcome to Heard at Health. I'm with Webb Sun, co-founder and president of Komodo Health, one of the largest, if not the largest, healthcare data analytics companies out there. So, you know, Webb, drug pricing is a national issue. Can you talk a little bit about how life science companies are using your platform to engage in health economics and outcomes research for their products?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for having me. And I also wanted to say health economics and outcomes research is becoming an ever increasingly important part of the kinds of analyses people are doing at scale, at a population level, across different disease areas. And so with respect to Komodo, we're seeing exciting partnerships being formed ranging from academic institutions, top academic institutions like Stanford University, like the University of Maryland, all the way through to life sciences companies, and everyone is saying, how do we get better? How can we be more effective at performing health economics and outcomes research studies?
Great, so I want to talk about real world evidence, which is your bread and butter. Do you think there has been some movement among pharma companies where they now feel they see the value of RWE and are investing in it?
Yeah, I think life sciences companies, as well as other large enterprise healthcare players, all these stakeholders have always recognized the importance of real world evidence, real world data with respect to health economics and outcomes research studies. Now what's been interesting is historically, they've always been forced to choose between either open claims providers that were very limited, biased, had fragmented views of the underlying populations that were being studied, or they could go with closed claims providers that had oftentimes were skewing more towards complete understanding of disease and of patient journeys, but with a focus and an emphasis placed more on healthier and wealthier populations. What we are doing is bringing to bear a much more robust understanding across all these different subpopulations of what's happening with respect to the healthcare system and with respect to patients.
Now, Komodo Health recently released some research on care gaps and health inequities in women's oncology. Can you talk a little bit about what you learned in terms of what kind of efforts need to be made in diversity, inclusion, and equity to remove or reduce these gaps?
Yeah, this is something that is an incredibly exciting place where everyone is interested in health equity. In order to better understand disparities in care delivery, in order to better understand where health equity is not being delivered across the healthcare system, you really have to understand the ground truth of what's happening to patients across geographies, across different patients, across different demographics. And so one example of how understanding ground truth provides our partners with the ability to better perform analyses with respect to health equity really is around our race and ethnicity data as one example. Within our platform, we've characterized race and ethnicity insights and features at the patient level for over 200 million patients. And what that provides our partners is an incredible ability to kind of look across the landscape and say, where are we delivering standard of care? Where are we failing to deliver standard of care? And how can we better address this moving forward? One example is around clinical trials. Everyone is saying, oh, historically, clinical trials have always struggled to ensure representation.
Right.
Well, how can you ensure representation if you don't understand the underlying demographics of the patients being recruited into your studies? Partnering with Komodo has really enabled a lot of our ecosystem partners to benefit from those types of insights that are delivered through our platform.
It's so nice to see you engage on this. It's such an important topic in healthcare. Thank you again, Webb, for spending the time with MedCity News today.